Namaskar and welcome to Parliament News. I'm Gautam Roy. Let's first turn to what happened in the Lok Sabha today. Well, the government expressed concern over the condition of thousands of Indian jobless workers stuck in Saudi Arabia today and assured that they would be provided ration and other arrangements are being made to bring them back. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj said in the Lok Sabha that she is personally monitoring the situation of these workers on an hourly basis. She said that Indian workers are facing financial crunch after being rendered unemployed. She, however, assured that none of them will go without food. Sushma Swaraj said that the Indian mission in Riyadh and Jeddah have arranged free ration for workers for the next 4 to 5 days. Swaraj said that these labourers belong to companies that have been closed down. In Saudi Arabia, the companies should approve exit visa, but since these companies have exited the kingdom, the Indian government has asked its embassy to speed up the process of exit visa. She said that Minister of State for External Affairs, General B.K. Singh, will travel to Saudi Arabia on Tuesday to help those who wish to return to India. She also said that the government is talking with Saudi authorities to ensure that those who haven't been paid their salaries by their employers for the last several months get the dues that they deserve. Meanwhile, a demand for dismissal of Akhilesh Yadav government in Uttar Pradesh was made in view of the Bulandshahr gang rape incident. Raising the matter during 0 hour, Bhola Singh of the BJP said that the law and order situation was terrible in the state and demanded that the government should be dismissed. Many other MPs also joined in protests against the gang rape of a woman and her teenage daughter in Bulandshahr. Another member raised the issue of atrocities on Dalits, which was also supported by many members. Congress leader Gaurav Gogoi raised the issue of floods in Assam. He said that many MPs want to highlight the flood situation in states, so there should be a proper discussion over the issue. Speaker Sumitra Mahajan agreed, saying that the House would later have a discussion on the issue. Earlier, the TDP and YSR Congress members raised slogans demanding special category status for Andhra Pradesh. As soon as the House assembled, members of the YSR Congress trooped into the well, holding placards and raised slogans seeking special category status for Andhra Pradesh. Members of BJP-led ruling alliance partner TDP also stood in the aisles with large placards and raised similar slogans. Despite repeated reminders by the Speaker that placards are not allowed, members of the two parties continued to show banners and raise slogans throughout the question hour, which continued in the din. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley moved the enforcement of security interest and recovery of debts laws and miscellaneous amendment bill 2016. The bill has been considered by a joint parliamentary committee, which has given a unanimous report. It would amend a number of existing legislations like the Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interest Act 2002, the Recovery of Debts Due to Banks and Financial Institutions Act 1993, and the Indian Stamp Act 1989, as well as the Depositories Act 1996. Initiating the debate, Congress member Sushmita Dev expressed concern over the state of health of public sector banks, which play a crucial role in infrastructure building. She said that the problem of non-performing assets has reached alarming proportions. She said that sometimes huge amount of loan is written off in the name of restructuring the loan. She said that the amendment would help deal with the problems of NPAs of banks, as in absence of this kind of legislation and effective implementation of existing provisions, the recovery officers have been able to perform their role properly. G.S. Shekhawat of the BJP said that the legislation was the need of the hour in view of the increasing NPAs and cash reserve ratio of banks. Professor Shaukat Roy of the Trinamool Congress flayed the government for the treatment meted out to RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan. He also criticized the government over the way it is handling the NPAs and debts recovery by banks. Tathagat Satpathy of the BJD also stressed the need for such a legislation in view of the financial condition of banks. Shiv Sena member Anandrao V. Adsul said that many of defaulters have taken huge sums as loans and not returned, causing a lot of stress on the banking sector. Replying to the debate, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that no willful defaulter will be spared. However, NPA is different, as some of the industries like steel, power and National Highway are under stress, and the government has responsibility to revive them to avoid their closure so that jobs are not lost. Therefore, NPAs are restructured. However, banks are empowered to take effective legal action against debt defaulters and recover the amount. Let's now shift focus to the Rajya Sabha. During the debate on NEET, most parties supported the NEET while AIADMK opposed it, arguing that it will impact rural and poor children who do not follow CBSE syllabus. Narendra Budhania of the Congress, while reminding the House that the common entrance test was an idea of the previous UPA government, congratulated Health Minister JP Nadda for pursuing it. However, he urged him to ensure that private colleges are monitored so that the pure profession becomes purer. T. Subramani Reddy of the Congress, who moved a resolution of disapproval against both bills, wondered why the government was in a hurry to come out with an ordinance in May when they could have waited for a month and a half for the monsoon session of Parliament to start. Naresh Agarwal of Samajwadi Party supported the bills and asked the minister to be bold and take full control of the Medical Council of India rather than divide it into 4 parts. Doctors passing out of medical colleges should be made to serve in rural India for 5 years as well, that's what he said. AIADMK leader Navneet Krishna termed the move as arbitrary, illegal and unconstitutional and said it will badly affect rural and poor children who do not follow CBSE syllabus. He said there is no need for the bill as the entire issue is under judicial review. Supporting the bills, Sharad Yadav of the JDU said the step is a very good one. He said education and health system of the country have totally gone into private sector's hands while education controlled by the government is in dire straits. Yadav asked the government to end the system of donation, alleging that those who have black money are opening medical and engineering colleges. K.K. Ragesh of the CPIM supported the very concept of uniform entrance test but shared the anxiety expressed by some. Pointing out that education was a concurrent subject, Ragesh sought to know whether the government had consulted states while promulgating the bill. Dilip Tirki of the BJD said the condition of medical education in the country is worse and the mechanism of seats reserved under the state quota is not clear. The Rajya Sabha witnessed a brief uproar by opposition members over alleged remarks against actor Amir Khan by Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar, who denied having said what was being quoted to him. During 0 hour, Derek O'Brien of the TMC raised the issue of dangerous rise in religious fundamentalism in the country, saying the government, ministers and people associated with the ruling party were shooting their mouths off every day. The Prime Minister needs to come and say these are in fact mistakes and this is not the thinking of the government. He wanted the Prime Minister to assure the House that everyone can live in India which has unity in diversity. As soon as he finished his 0 hour mention, Leader of Opposition and Senior Congress Leader Ghulam Nabi Azad quoted a report which said Parrikar takes swipe at actor Amir. Those who speak like this must be taught a lesson. He asked Parrikar, who was sitting in the House, as to what lesson is he going to teach. The entire nation should be told what type of action and lesson he is going to teach the minorities of this country. That's what Ghulam Nabi Azad asked him. Now to this, the Defence Minister said the members should see the video and then make up their minds. However, this did not pacify the agitated opposition. Sitaram Yechuri of the CPIM said what the minister had said was highly objectionable. Deputy Chairperson P.J. Kurian tried to pacify the members, saying the minister has said that the video should be seen, which means he's not said what has been attributed to him by the media. Parrikar said he did not take anyone's name nor threaten anyone, and whatever is quoted is not what he had said. Ram Gopal Yadav of the Samajwadi Party said he has seen the video in question and whatever the minister has said is a direct threat to the minorities of the country. Amid uproar, PSP Chief Mayawati said ever since the BJP-led government has assumed office at the centre, religious minorities, especially Muslims, have been targeted. Now atrocities against Dalits are on the rise, she alleged, and wanted the Prime Minister to come to the House and respond. As the uproar continued, Kurian said members could give a notice for discussion on the issue. He also said if a minister has given a provocative statement, there are rules to deal with it. Earlier, soon after listed papers were laid on the table, Anand Sharma of the Congress tried to raise the issue of continued attacks on Dalits and Muslims by cow vigilantes. The Prime Minister, he said, should come and give a statement in the House over the issue. Rajya Sabha today passed 2 significant bills which provide for putting in place a common entrance test for medical and dental courses across the country through National Eligibility Come Entrance Test or NEET. The Indian Medical Council Amendment Bill 2016 and the Dentists Amendment Bill 2016 have already been passed by the Lok Sabha. Replying to a debate on these bills, Health Minister Jagat Prakash Nadda said that the single examination for medical and dental courses through NEET is designed to curb corruption by bringing in transparency, checking multiplicity of exams, and to stop exploitation of students in counselling. He allayed apprehensions of some members of the House that NEET would deprive rural students from getting selected in medical and dental courses. Nadda said earlier students would have to travel long distance to appear for several medical entrance examinations, but the new legislation will bring this to an end. Besides, it will eliminate the scope of exploitation during counselling. Responding to apprehensions expressed by members, particularly Tamil Nadu, where reservation is up to 85%, he clarified that the centre is not going to touch the state quota. The centre will give the name, ranking, domicile and percentile, and it is for the state governments to decide and give extra marks and give admissions to reserved categories. That's what the minister said. However, AIADMK members were not satisfied and staged a walkout. Nadda said the exam will be held on the basis of the syllabus of NCERT, and the undergraduate exam will be taken by a CBSE and post-graduation by the National Board of Examination. Responding to contention by some members that NEET will provide benefits to private institutions, Nadda said their examinations will also be conducted under NEET. On some other apprehensions, he said tests will also be conducted in regional languages. He said the Health Ministry has written to all the states seeking details about the number of students who appeared in local languages in the last 3 years so that the centre can make plans accordingly. Earlier in the day, AIADMK MP Sasikala Pushpa, who reportedly slapped DMK lawmaker Trichy Siva at Delhi airport on Saturday, claimed today in the House that she had been slapped by a leader and that she faced threat to life in Tamil Nadu. Pushpa first rushed into the well of the House to get permission to make her statement and then broke down several times as she said she faced life threat from state government and pleaded for protection from the House. She, however, did not make it clear who slapped her and when. Her party colleagues objected to her remarks, but she found support in opposition members who wanted the chair to allow her to make her full submission. A. Navneet Krishnan of the AIADMK walked into the well and out of it multiple times, demanding that her remarks be expunged. Deputy Chairperson P.J. Kurin said the chairman was custodian of all members of the House and he will protect her as well. That brings us to an end of Parliament News. Stay tuned for all the latest to DD News. Up next is Sansad Samachar.